Hi, y'all. Welcome to Sweet Tomato Vine Homestead. I'm Linda, and today I am getting ready to start some onion seedlings. And onion seedlings can be very tricky to start from seed because there are a lot of variables that has to be in play before you can have a successful crop of onions from planting after you started with seeds. One is that onion seeds don't like to be planted after they expire. So with these seeds that I purchased last week at Lowe's, I'm going to go ahead and plant them all this season because with me, I've never had good germination after the seeds were expired. It just has not germinated well, and there was no onions that amounted to anything if they did germinate. And so I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I do plant all of these seeds this season. And the next thing is onion seeds, starting from seeds, you have to be aware of which onion your area, your zone can grow successfully. I'm gardening in zone 8 in Arkansas, and we have to have short day onions. And if I don't plant short day onions, then I might get an onion, but it won't be a large, full onion like you really want to try to grow after you've grown the onion, for the duration of days that it's specified. And I think this onion says that it is I know I'm not looking at that right. That says this one is 115 days. This one is 100 days. This has to be a misprint on here. I'm not going to even talk about that. And this one is an 80 day. So once you plant them and they go for the 80 days or however long is on the packet, then you expect to have a full-size onion. But if you don't plant the ones that are for your zone, then you are subject to get some pearl onions or something like that. So you want to go ahead and make sure that you do get the ones that are for your area. There are 3 areas of onions, and they are short day onions, intermediate or middle day onions, and long day onions. So you want to make sure that you know which one is for your zone. And when you purchase onion seeds, one of the advantages of getting them and starting them from seeds is that you will be able to pick a wide variety of onions. Whereas if you just went to the big box store and purchased the starts, and that's those bunches of onions that you see in a bundle, then they'll always have the ones that are for your area, but they will be just a few varieties. There'll only be a few varieties to choose from. And sometimes I've gone to pick up some and there were only one variety. So you want to make sure that you start from seed. If you like to have different varieties, I'm going to be able to have some red, some Spanish sweet, and some white. I also have a couple of bunching onions. And I am going to start some leek seeds. So we're going to go ahead and get all those planted up because I love onions. I eat onions every day. I can say that onions are my favorite, or one of my favorite. I can't say favorite, but they are one of my favorite vegetables because that's the only vegetable that I can say I eat just about every day. I have onion for breakfast on avocado toast, and that's going to be raw. Sometimes I'll put it in a scramble, have a tofu scramble, and put some not eggs, some mung bean. I'll make a mung bean scramble, and I'll dice up some onions and put it in there, and then pizza is delicious with onions chopped on it, and I'm always putting it in soups and stews. So I eat a lot of onions, and I don't like to run out of onions. So that's why I'm gonna make sure that I go ahead and plant up a lot of variety. So the first thing that you want to do, and I've got me some, I started with my Jiffy soil. I bought some Jiffy soil at Walmart today. And I also purchased some peat, and I started to go ahead and mix up some peat with some perlite and compost, and but I opt out of that. And so we just got the Jiffy for right now, and we're gonna go ahead and get it filled here. I've got it partially filled. And when you're filling your cells, you want to make sure that you get a good foundation. So you kind of put it in and go back and tamp it in with your fingers. Just push it down in there. You don't have to pack it in too much. But what you're doing is making sure that once you put these onion seeds in, that you don't the first time you water it in, you don't lose your seeds, because those seeds are tiny and they will get lost in here, and that could make them not germinate also, getting lost underneath this soil. But hopefully we don't have any problems with any of that, because we're going to make sure that we tamp this in good, fill our cells really good, and once we get them filled, we're going to go ahead and put our seeds in. I already made my labels so that we can stick those in. And I think that we've got that pretty tamped in. I'm going to put a little bit more right here, because I want to leave some room when I finished putting my seeds in. Although these seeds are really small, and I have been known to, if it's a very, very small seed, once I put that seed in and I see that it's so tiny that I can barely see it, I'll just take my fingers and make sure that it's making good contact with the soil. And then I'll add the water. And I'll just take my spray ball and spray it, and add some water, just to mist it. And oh, by the way, this soil is moist. I went ahead and made my soil good and moist, not wet. I'm going to show you how it is. So in case you never did it before, it's crumbly, it's not like a mud cake. Y'all remember mud cakes? But no, it's not a mud cake. It's just it's a crumbly texture. And so you can go ahead and put it in there, and it still has a crumble to it. And this way, when you put your seeds in and you water it in, the seeds will still stay close to the surface. And so that's why I did the tamping it in. Okay, so now we've got our seeds, and I'm going to take, y'all probably have to put some glasses on here for this. Do some dirt in my face. But going to start with the Sweet Spanish Yellow Utah. And what I have is 12 of these 6 packs. And I have 12 packets of seeds. So we're just going to sprinkle these seeds on the top. Because onions don't mind being close together when they're starting out as seedlings. They can grow close together. And then they're very forgiving. When you take them out of the soil and get ready to put them into the, to transplant them, you can kind of yank on them, So they're pretty tough once they get established and grow in these cells. So there are not many seeds in here. So I'm going to use an entire packet on these 6 cells. Make sure I got it in there good. Found a stick in there. Oh, throw it to the floor, I think. Got a little wild with that one. I threw it to the floor, threw the little stick. Guess I got mad with the little stick. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle this packet, the entire packet, on top of this first one. That was a lot. This packet had, for that 6-pack, that was quite a lot. So, think there may be a change of plans for this. At least for this packet anyway, because I don't know if the other ones are going to have that much. So this is a sweet Spanish. And I was dedicating 2 to each. Well, I have 2 packages of each one. And I was going to put 1 in 2. So now I'm going to put 1 in 2. I think I said that right. That makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and do my second. Because there are enough seeds in here for that. Because I want them to be, I don't mind them being close. Because when you buy them in bunches, you see how close and how they be gathered up close together. So now I'm going to go ahead and mark that. And I can take my other sweet Spanish onion out and lay it to the side. And I'm going to be able to put it in another cell, in another, what is this, tray. In another tray. And now I've got my 2 labels for my sweet Spanish onions. And so I'll go ahead and label that so I'll know what it is. I could go back. Remember, I do still have to put some more soil on top. But I want to go ahead and add my labels because I want to know what that is. So now we've got the sweet Spanish taken care of. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do the granite yellow. See how many seeds are in here. Is it going to be looking the same way that was? Yeah, it is. Go Lowe's. Go Lowe's. Lowe's. This is packet 2 and it has quite a few onion seeds in it. I'm proud of them because this will be good because I can plant more, have more. Because, I love them. And I need as many as I can make room for to have, because the one thing about it, this is the way I do. I will, plant some and just have, I might not get them all out. And I'll be constantly, when I do get some out, I'll be sticking some back in. So this way, I can be able to do that and won't have to go back and purchase any more seeds. Like I say, I'm not going to try to save these seeds over for next year because that just doesn't work for me. So that was the Granax. So we're going to go ahead and put the Granax and we're going to have 2 labels for those, and we're going to stick. I can't get them up. Okay, got 2 labels, and we're going to stick those in. So let's plant some of this red burgundy. Those look good. Red burgundy. Make sure I get them all out the top because I don't want to open the packet and throw seeds all over the place because you'll never find those because, I mean, they're so tiny. And this one has a lot in it also. So we're doing very good on the seeds. We'll have enough to have a lot of onions. I'll be having onions in pots and raised beds. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stick a red burgundy. And y'all, yeah. Okay, I was thinking, I thought I had put it all in one, but I think I did get them all in two. Because I'm telling you, you can't see. Barely can, yeah, I see them. So I'll go ahead and put those labels in. And the next one, we'll go ahead and split it up and get some leeks in. So we'll go ahead and do leeks next. Leeks got a lot too. And these seeds are so tiny, y'all. Y'all see what they look? Can you see what they look like in there? They're so tiny. All right, so now we got the leeks and we got an extra leek. We'll put it with that packet and we'll take both of our leek labels. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time picking these up. But there are the leek labels. So next we're going to do these Texas granos. Seems like there's even more in there. These packets getting more and more and more. And that's going to be a lot of onions in there. Okay, that's it. So we got Texas grano. And last but not least is the evergreen bunching. And these bunching onions can be so delicious. This is like what you go and buy at the store. Those green onions. You can make all kinds of delicious recipes with those. So y'all, if you haven't already started your onion seeds, go ahead and get you some onion seeds and get them started. And if you don't try to grow a whole lot, you'll one packet probably be enough. Because like I said, you don't want to try to save them over for next year. You want to go ahead and that's one thing that you want to go ahead and try and but be sure to plant all of are your onions because someone else might have had other better luck with than I have, but my results were that they did not germinate after they had gotten old. So that's just me. But, okay, so I'm not going to use that trowel to try to do that. I'm just going to take some and just crumble it over the top. That way I won't put too much. I just want to make sure that there is contact with the seed and, good contact with the seed and with the soil, and that the soil is covering the seed somewhat, because I don't want, I want it to have a good root, a good foundation. I need these onions to grow so that I can have them in my meals, and I can have them growing all over the garden. And I'll be able to share some, and I'll be able to store some. So that's what my plans are for these onions. So now that I've gotten all that done, I'll just take my spray bottle and then spritz them in. You don't want them to just be floating, but you want to get them spritzed in. I don't want to spritz my phone, but I want to make sure that there is good contact between the soil and between the seed. And now we have got our seedlings started, and that makes me feel a whole lot better. And now I can relax as far as the onions are concerned and start concentrating on some of my other crops. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cover these with a dome, and then I'll put them over on my grow station. I'm going to have to push these down in there some more. That one didn't want to go. Let's see. Move to this side. Maybe that'll work. And now I cover them with the dome, and now they are ready to go on the grow station, and we'll be ready to start growing some onions. So I hope that you all enjoyed the video, that you learned something about onions, and I hope that you will give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to like it, share it, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.